Please do not listen to this recording whilst driving or operating any machinery. Hello there, my name is Ellen Booth and I'm a registered clinical hypnotherapist. This hypnotherapy is called Manifest Something Greater, and it's hypnotherapy for addiction. And it does exactly what it says in the title. You manifest something greater. Because when you suffer from addiction and there's a bit of a problem because you actually enjoy your addiction. You actually get great pleasure out of your addiction. So, if you wanted to stop, yes, you could. But because you enjoy and get pleasure out of your addiction, it makes it almost impossible to recover from such addiction. And when that's the case, really, there's only one way out. And the only way out is if you were to manifest something greater in your life, where you would achieve and manifest either one thing or multiple things that you could only have and achieve if you gave up your addiction. And when you find something that means much more to you, that you get more pleasure out of, that is a priority over the addiction, and you can only have it if you give up the addiction, that makes it possible to overcome the problem, you see, because if it means more to you, what you've chosen, then really that's the only way. And with hypnotherapy, it's very good for delving deep into your subconscious mind to actually find out what would you really love, what you really want. You may already know, but you just might not know how to achieve it. Or it might be that you know certain things and other things you don't. Or it might be that you have no idea what would mean more to you than your addiction. And hypnotherapy is very helpful for self-discovery like that. To discover about yourself and things that you may have been aware of or you may have had no awareness about. So, this is what this hypnotherapy is for. To help you find something that means more to you. And I'm going to explain and teach you manifestation. And I'm going to help you choose some better things than the addiction. And I'm going to help show you how to manifest those things that you choose. So, hopefully it'll be very much of an eye-opener for you that will open your eyes to possibilities that you may never have thought possible. And with addiction, there is hope. There is hope in the deepest, darkest of all addictions. There is hope. And the only hope sometimes is to find something greater that means more to you, because when you enjoy and get pleasure out of your addiction, you can try everything you like and there's pretty much no hope for you because you enjoy it and get pleasure out of it. And in that situation, as I've explained, there is only one way out, and the only way is to manifest something greater in your life. That means that you quite happily give up the addiction so that you can have something better in exchange for it. That's the general idea of what we're going to be doing. Okay. Now I shall begin. If you'd like to make yourself comfortable, whether you prefer to lay down or you can sit up and listen, but uncrossing any arms or legs or feet to allow circulation throughout your body when you are deeply relaxed. And you may like to close your eyes, or you can keep them open, it really doesn't matter. Or you can open or close them throughout as you wish. Now, you will hear many positive, helpful, beneficial suggestions and ideas. And you are in full control and can choose to accept or reject them as you wish. But as they are helpful, positive and beneficial, so that you get the benefit of this therapy, you can allow those suggestions to go deep in the back of your mind, causing a very deep and lasting impression there. So you can allow all of those suggestions to have full impact, and you can use them as you wish throughout your daily life. Now, if you just focus on your breathing, just to allow your breathing to relax you. Every breath you breathe in, you breathe in calmness, relaxation. That relaxes you mentally and physically. And every breath you breathe out, you breathe out any worries or tension. And your breathing will continue to relax you in this way throughout. With every breath you breathe in and out. Okay. Just before we proceed, I would like to just quickly explain to you about a very powerful ability that you, I and everyone has. It's your mind's eye, the eye inside your mind, some call it the third eye, which sees all of your inner thoughts, images, pictures, colours, all of your thoughts and ideas that go on inside your mind, your inner worlds, and your physical eyes on your face see everything on the outside of you, your outside world. You have an inner and an outside world. And your mind's eye can see so clearly inside your mind just the same as your physical eyes see the outside world on your eyes on your face. And you can see so clearly inside your mind. You may not even be able to tell, and you may wonder if the physical eyes on your face are open or closed, because you can see just as clearly out of both your sets of eyes. The eyes in your mind and the eyes on your face. And not only do you have a mind's eye that sees visually, you have inner auditory sounds, just like the ears on the side of your face. Hear all of the sounds around you. Hear every word that everyone says to you. You have auditory ears inside your mind that hear the words, the sounds that go through your minds. And if you're auditory, you can hear just as clearly inside your mind as your physical ears on the side of your face hear everything on your outer worlds. And then you have feeling inside your mind that responds to all of your thoughts. For example, you watch a sad film and it makes you cry, because you feel the emotions of what you are watching. And it's not actually happening to you personally, but you feel for what you are hearing and watching. So you have these three inner senses of visual, sound and feeling. And I just want you to know that that is a big part of manifestation, because what you think about inside your mind, visually, sound and feeling, all of your thoughts that go on your inner world inside of you will inevitably replicate on your outer world on the outside of you. Because we live in a universe, and the universe responds to your thoughts inside your head, and the universe will make your outer world replicate what goes on in your head, in your mind. You attract what you think about, and it happens to you on your outer world. And there is some time delay. It doesn't always happen instantly. It might happen tomorrow, a week later, a month later, 6 months later. But inevitably, all of your thoughts will replicate at some point on the outside of you in your outer world. Now, in a few moments' time, I would like for you to choose something greater, or there might be multiple things that are greater, that would be greater than your addiction. What would you love more than anything? What would you really, really like? What would mean that you would achieve your life's ambition, your life's goal, if you could have anything you wanted and you could have that? But the rule that must be is it has to be something or multiple things that you can only have if you give up and sacrifice your addiction in return for these better things you would rather have. Now, in a few moments, I will give you a couple of minutes of silence, 2 minutes for you to think about what these things are going to be. And they mean that you have to give up addiction. Not just your current addiction, but an addiction of any kind. Full stop, no addiction to anything. These better choices that you will make have to mean that you wouldn't have any other addiction in replace for the ones that you have, so that you would never replace your addictions for other addictions. What you choose has to mean so much to you and has to be so great that it will cancel out and stop addiction for you, addiction of any kind whatsoever. And I'm going to give you that 2 minutes of silence now. Okay. Now I trust and hope that you were able to find some better choices, or even if it was one better choice. Now, if you were unable to find some other choices that would be that great for you, that they would be greater than the addiction, if at this point you don't know what they are just yet, that is absolutely fine, because they will come to you. Because you asked yourself, you asked your subconscious mind deep within, and you will set off a search of a question in your subconscious mind, and the answer will come because you genuinely intended the question, and it's something that you've chosen to want to know. And because of that intention, the answers will come. It might be that you thought of however many choices, and that over time more choices will come of other choices that are greater for you than the addiction. There could be no end to choices for you that are greater for the addiction. But as long as you have one thing, and if not now, it will come. Because now I'm going to explain to you how to manifest those choices that you have made. All the choices that will come to you in due course. I'm now going to explain to you how to manifest those choices into your life. So what you do is you live your life and you control your thoughts to the point where you believe that you already have these choices, that you've achieved them already, and that they are happening to you right now. And even though at first it's a fantasy that you're imagining, and you know that it quite hasn't happened as a reality yet, oh, it will, because your belief that you have already achieved these choices, your belief is on par with reality, and you believe that you have achieved those choices to such an extent that the universe responds and brings them into a reality that will happen in your life. Now, there's a very important part that you must know. You must never think of the how of the way that these choices are going to manifest, because you don't know how. You must leave the how up to the universe to decide how they are going to become real for you. But you have specifications, for example. Like, for example, if you needed a car so you could drive around, it would have to be a car that fitted the exact needs that you had. It could not just be any car, for example. It might have to be a large car that can seat 6 people. So you would have those specifications, because if you don't, then the universe would just give you any car because you didn't specify. So you have to have specification on what it must be, for example. But the how is up to the universe. If it had to be in a way that you needed it to happen by something that you had to work to achieve it, if it had to be something that you had to work to achieve it because you didn't want it to happen any other way, then you would know that it was something that you would have to work to achieve. But what that work is, you leave the how up to the universe. So you can have specifications. Like if you wanted a new job and you live 30 miles away from the nearest town, obviously that job would not be a local one. It would have to be a job in a particular town that you could access, that you would have transport to. The same as, for example, if you lived in a city or a town, wherever really, and you wanted the job to be local, near to you, then you would specify that it needed to be local. Because otherwise what would happen is the universe might give you the perfect job, but it's 30 miles away and you struggle to get there. So yes, you do have to have specification on things that it must meet, criteria that it must meet. The more criteria you have, the less open it is to the universe, and the less possibility there is. The more open you are, the more possibility the universe has. So you have greater opportunity the less that you specify. So, these things that you want to manifest, these choices you have made, you believe you have the self-belief in yourself, as well as the belief that you can make these things real and that you can make them happen for you. And it's all down to repetition of thoughts. You take time in your everyday life to think about that you have achieved what you want. You live your life believing that you already have these things. And what will happen is the universe will bring them into your reality, one way or another. At some point, it will only be a matter of time, and they will become a reality for you. Every day that goes by, and you grow nearer and progress more and more closer to the reality of these choices, the manifestation of these choices will be a constant progression of every second of every minute, hour, day, week, month, year of your life that goes by. A constant progression. Everything you do leads on to another. Everything you manifest leads on to another. Until you have the reality in your life of what started off as just a mere thoughts or idea. Okay. So now, I just want you to know, before I awaken you, I just want you to know that there is only now exists really. The future hasn't happened yet. The past only exists in people's memories. The past is not what is happening right now. The past only exists how people remember it. And the future is based on everything you do right now, every future second of now, every future minute, hour, day, week, month, year of your life that goes by is all based on what you are doing right now in this very present moment. And every second of your life that goes by will be what you are doing right now, will be based on what you are doing right now in this very moment. So you get on with your choices. You make your plans happen. You do them now, in the here and the now. And then your future will respond and be based on what you are doing now, and you make those better choices that you made. You make them in the very present moments of what you are doing right now. Okay, so now I'm going to awaken you from this hypnotherapy. In a few moments' time, you'll hear me count from 1 to 10. You'll become more and more awake with each ascending number. By the count of 8, you would have opened your eyes, and by the count of 10, you'll be fully wide awake. 1, 2, 3, waking yourself up. 4, 5, 6, more and more awake. 7, 8, opening your eyes now. 9 and 10, fully wide awake.